Hello friends, welcome to a new episode of Drishti IAS Editorial Analysis. In this editorial analysis, we do three things. First of all, we link the editorial to the UPSC syllabus. Secondly, we try to understand the key points of the editorial. And thirdly, if any key concepts have come in the editorial and are important from exam point of view, we also discuss them. So let us begin today's editorial analysis.
Dear viewer, this video is available in Hindi as well. If you wish to watch it, please visit our Hindi YouTube channel, Dristhi IAS. For your convenience, the link for this video in Hindi has been provided in the description below.
We have taken today's editorial from the Hindustan Times and it has come on 24th of August. The title of the editorial is The Quest for Cleaner Cities, and it says that the city of Indore has shown how administrative will and public participation is key to getting consistent results. So let us look at its linkage with the syllabus. So we find that it links directly with GS paper 2, where we have government policies and interventions for development in various sectors and also issues relating to development and management of social sector services relating to health. So after establishing the linkage with the syllabus, now let us look at its key points. So before moving on to the key points of the editorial, let us see this Swachh Survekshan 2020 and some of the key facts associated with it. So this is the 5th edition of this survey, which was started in 2016. And in 2016, only 73 cities had participated in this survey. But now in 2020, in the 5th edition, over 4,000 cities have participated. And Indore, which is the center of attention as far as this Swachh Survekshan survey is concerned, has become the cleanest city in India for the 4th consecutive time. The first time this survey was done in 2016, Mysuru had the honors of being the cleanest city. But since then, it has been Indore's run. So here in this map, we can see some of the important cities which have performed very well in this Swachh Survekshan 2020, which was conducted by Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. This is the nodal ministry for Swachh Survekshan Urban under Swachh Bharat Mission Urban. So Indore, which is located here in Madhya Pradesh, is the cleanest city, and this is for cities having more than 10 lakh population. So in that, Indore has topped, and it has been followed by Surat at number 2, which is located here, and Navi Mumbai at number 3. And Jalandhar, which is located here in Punjab, has been ranked as the cleanest city among cantonment towns. Similarly, Delhi, which is located here, has been ranked as the cleanest capital city. In this round of Swachh Survekshan, a new category has been introduced, which are known as Ganga towns, which are on the banks of river Ganga. And under this, Varanasi has topped among cities having more than 1 lakh population, and for cities having less than 1 lakh population, the city of Kannauj has topped. So this is also important to note. Then for states having more than 100 cities or more than 100 urban local bodies, the state which has come on top is Chhattisgarh. Whereas for states which are having less than 100 cities or urban local bodies, the state which has topped is Jharkhand. So the two neighboring states have done well. And in this survey, basically the cities have been classified as per their population. So three categories have been formed. More than 10 lakh population, where Indore has topped, followed by Surat and Navi Mumbai. Then we have a category of population between 1 to 10 lakhs, in which the city of Ambikapur in Chhattisgarh has topped. And for cities having less than 1 lakh population, three cities which are at number 1, 2 and 3 are Karad, Saswad and Lonavala. And all these three cities are in Maharashtra. So here we have Karad towards south of Maharashtra, and then we have Saswad, which comes under the Pune district, and then we have Lonavala. So all three cities which have topped under the category of less than 1 lakh population are in Maharashtra. And this Swachh Survekshan 2020, it is the world's largest sanitation survey with almost 1.8 crore citizens giving their feedback for the survey. And this was conducted in 28 days and covered over 4,000 cities. And Swachh Survekshan 2020 was released by Union Housing and Urban Affairs Ministry, which is the nodal ministry for Swachh Bharat Mission Urban. And here we should also note that the Swachh Bharat Mission Gramin, the nodal ministry is Ministry of Jal Shakti or Ministry of Hydropower. And this is an annual exercise of conducting this Swachh Survekshan, and the idea is to promote sanitation in urban centers under the Swachh Bharat Mission Urban. And why this kind of Swachh Survekshan is needed? So the idea behind this is to bring rigor in the progress in monitoring and also a spirit of healthy competition among states and cities to improve their performance in key parameters which are measured under this. And if we look at Swachh Bharat Mission Urban, so it has had a deep impact on the health, livelihood, quality of life and behavior of the citizens in these cities. And all of this has come very handy while dealing with the COVID-19 pandemic, which basically requires sanitation and hygiene for stopping its spread. And here we should also note that Swachh Bharat Mission was launched in 2014 and then the waste processing was around 18% and now it has improved to 66% as per the ministry data. The exact figures of cities covered is 4242 and 62 cantonment boards and 97 Ganga towns in 2020. While when it had started in 2016, only 73 cities had been covered. So this shows the scale of growth as well. Also, another important thing to note here is that SBM Urban, Swachh Bharat Mission Urban, was supposed to finish by March 2020, but now it has been extended by 1 year till March 2021. And after this, the second phase of Swachh Bharat Mission Urban would focus on taking the targets further, such as 100% sludge management and zero dumping of waste in the open in the cities. So after this background, now let us look at the key points of the editorial. So the editorial starts by saying that Indore, with its consistent performance in the Swachh Survekshan, has shown how administrative will and public participation go hand in hand in performing well on the cleanliness survey. And it also says that the union government announced the result of Swachh Survekshan 2020, which is an annual survey that ranks and recognizes the performance of cities on two measures, sanitation and solid waste management. And this year's survey has assessed 4,242 cities, which is a big jump over the 73 cities when the survey had begun in 2016. And all of this was done just in 28 days. Once again, Indore has topped the list of cities with more than 10 lakh people. And this has happened for the fourth consecutive time, while this is the fifth edition of the survey. And the best performing state with more than 100 cities is Chhattisgarh, while the state with less than 100 cities is Jharkhand. So among states, both Chhattisgarh and Jharkhand, which are neighboring states, they have done well. Also, New Delhi has bagged the cleanest capital city tag. Further on, the editorial says that over the years, these rankings have mainstreamed discussions on public hygiene and also pushed the cities to become cleaner. In fact, there has been a healthy competition seen among cities to get better ranking. And this is the best achievement that have come out of having these Swachh Survekshans, that the cities and their administrators as well as the citizens, they have started to take Swachhta seriously and they have been making efforts to make their city cleaner. And this is evident from the example of Indore city only. And the editorial also writes that before it was praised for its cleanliness drive in 2017, Indore was also battling a mounting garbage problem. But now every citizen of Indore is taking pride in being a resident of the cleanest city in India. And this has also led to behavioral change. The editorial points to some of the factors that have helped Indore in achieving this distinction. So the Indore Municipal Corporation did away with garbage dumps. It implemented 100% household waste segregation, which is very important. And it also converted waste to usable products. Also, it partnered with non-governmental organizations to change citizen behavior, which is very important. And basically showing the administrative will and involving public. That has helped Indore to become the cleanest city in India, and that too consistently for 4 years. And this is the example that other cities also need to follow. The editorial also points out that there are also few challenges related to these rankings. Though there have been changes made in the ranking methodology to make it more competitive and robust, but some states have criticized its metrics and methodology. So here the Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs must look into the criticism and improve the system of ranking so that all the cities have a fair chance in these rankings. Also at the same time, the laggard cities which are lagging behind in these indicators and in rankings, they must also emulate the cities that are performing well and try to adopt the best practices which have been mastered by the cities who are consistently doing well, like Indore. Though the scope and size of work will indeed be different for each city, but the basic requirements to achieve these goals are the same, and the editorial says that the basic requirement for achieving consistent performance in these Swachhta rankings is administrative and political will supported by public participation, and there is no substitute for this. And this is a very important point that can be used in our answer writing in mains as well, that what is needed for any such effort to succeed is basically the presence of administrative and political will along with public participation. This makes for a winning combination which can make the most difficult of administrative problems solvable. So this was all in the key points of the editorial. Now let us look at what kind of questions can be asked in prelims and mains. So in prelims, questions can be directly asked on Swachh Survekshan 2020, which is the nodal ministry. So we should know that the nodal ministry is Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. Then which city has got the first ranking? So here we should be clear that in this year's ranking of 2020, which is the 5th edition of this survey, the Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs has made some changes and categorized cities population wise. So for 10 lakh plus population, Indore is ranking at number 1. For cities having population between 1 to 10 lakhs, Ambikapur in Chhattisgarh is ranking at the top. And for cities having less than 1 lakh population, the top position goes to Karad in Maharashtra. So this we should be clear about. Then question can also be asked about the new category which has been added this year, which is Ganga towns, and which city has topped. So here again there are two cities which have topped as per their categorization. So over 1 lakh population, Varanasi is at the top, and for population less than 1 lakh, Kannauj, both in Uttar Pradesh. And a question can be asked about the launching of this Swachh Survekshan. And a question can also be asked that when was this Swachh Survekshan launched? So it was launched in 2016, and that time 73 cities had participated. But now it has increased to 4242, that is over 4,000 cities. Also a related question can be asked about Swachh Survekshan Gramin. Now Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs is not the nodal ministry for Swachh Survekshan Gramin. Here the nodal ministry is Ministry of Jal Shakti or Ministry of Hydropower. In mains, the questions can be on Swachh Bharat Mission and Swachh Survekshan 2020. What are the objectives? What targets have been accomplished under this? What targets still remain? And what are the challenges? So on these kind of questions, we should be prepared. So this was all in today's editorial analysis. We'll see you next time with another editorial. Thank you.